Hi, my name is Jesse and welcome to the Prana Kitchen. I often say eat, think, move because I found that what we eat and what we think about and how often we move plays a huge role in how we feel. And I found that how I feel plays a huge role in how creative I am or how productive I am or how successful my relationships or my career are. And I found that when I eat nutritious food, when I think about what matters and when I move my body often, that whatever I want in my life is more obtainable. I'm more fulfilled, I'm happier, and I have an abundance of energy. Eat is the first part of the philosophy of Eat, Think, Move. And why I place so much importance on what I eat is because we derive all of our energy from our food. And energy is directly correlated to what we get done in life. Do we have the energy to get stuff done? It depends on whether or not we're giving ourselves the right nutrition to have that energy. I also have found that eating is a habit that we have on a regular basis. And habits are something that we can associate with other things. There was a moment when I was eating and I thought, okay, I sit down to eat all the time. Now, what if I started associating this moment with something else, like being present or being grateful? And so I started becoming more conscious of what I was doing when I was eating. Normally, I would be distracted by looking at my phone or looking at a magazine or even watching something on my computer screen and being totally distracted from the experience of eating and being present in that moment. When I started taking the time to just eat my food and be with it, I started feeling something, feeling some connection to what it was that I was putting into my body. And I started thinking, maybe I should be more aware of what it is I'm actually putting into my body. Because this food right here is what I'm going to break down into nutrients and assimilate and then have energy. And not only energy, it's going to be the building blocks for my muscle. It's going to affect my cognition, my focus, my attention span, my blood sugar levels, my mood. And I became really interested in learning about the most nutritious foods and how to prepare them in delicious ways. Ultimately, I became a certified raw vegan chef. I've taken nutrition courses and combined this with my degree in health promotion and being a personal trainer and a yoga instructor and having this new way of looking at food where I see it as an opportunity to nourish my body on a cellular level, on a mental level, on an emotional level, on a physical level, so that whatever else that I do in life is more enjoyable. It feels better. And I don't know about you, if you feel lots of energy, how exciting that can be and what you can do with it and how productive you can be. Think about a time where you were just so lit up and you were accomplishing all these things during the day and you were looking forward to each new task and goal or whatever it is that was ahead of you. Now compare that to a time where maybe you woke up and you were foggy and you had a hard time just feeling motivated and how that carried out through your day and how there's all these things you wanted to accomplish, but it just didn't happen. You didn't have the energy. I know what that's like, and I know it's not something I want to experience. I want to experience it as little as possible. And when I started changing my diet and becoming much more conscious and aware, I started feeling an abundance of energy on a regular basis. I started feeling more connected, not only to myself, but to the planet, to the people in my life. And I found that it's a gateway to becoming more aware in general. I started becoming more aware of how often I was moving my body. I started noticing how if I applied the same discipline with eating to my physical activity, that I could be motivated to get up at 6 a.m. and do my yoga practice or go to the gym and lift weights. I found that I started having more awareness in my relationships. I started becoming more conscious of how I impacted people. And when I would say things sometimes that were unconscious, afterwards I start to notice that, oh, that's actually probably not the best thing to say in this situation. And I became more and more aware of how I just showed up in my relationships. I would listen more. Because when you start to become present with your food, you start to listen. If you just eat your food, it's just you and your food in that moment, and you can listen to your body, what it's telling you. Do you need to eat more in order to feel full? Should you stop right here? Is this food making me feel light, or is it making me feel heavy? Now notice that same quality in your relationships. Take a moment the next time you're with anybody, a stranger, a friend, a loved one, and listen to them, take them in, experience them in that moment, and notice how that affects them. One of the greatest gifts we can give to people is just being present in their presence and being there and listening to who they are and whatever it is that they want to say, and giving them that gift rather than just sitting there and thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna interject this, or I'm gonna give them my feedback. Normally that's what we do in life. When we're having a conversation with someone, we have all this internal dialogue about what it is we're going to say next, or how we're going to give them our opinion. And really, that's just taking away from their experience. And you'll find that people are drawn to this type of person. When someone is present in your presence, it's someone you want to be around, it's someone you want to share with. And this all I started to discover all this from the food that I was eating. I became more and more aware about how I was showing up in the world and how I was out of alignment in my goals. One of the first things that we can do to impact our health is aligning what it is we want in our life with our food. What kind of health do you want to be in? Do you want lots of energy? Start to align your diet with that goal. Do you want to have lean muscle mass? Start lining up your diet with that goal. It'll be much easier to obtain. Do you want to have lots of creativity and be focused at work? Eating the right foods is going to make that a lot easier than if you're just downing a cup of coffee with a processed pastry and then having your blood sugar spike and then all of a sudden getting hungry right afterwards. It's a lot harder to get things done when we're not listening to the body and giving it what it needs. And I see so many people in today's society that are disconnected from their body. They're focused on all these external things and they're not attuned to what's going on. If you've ever had a really crappy meal, I'm sure you felt that you're like, oh, my body's telling me things. My stomach is bloated, I'm low energy, I'm just not feeling that great. That's information the body is giving us. So what I invite you that is watching this video is to start bringing more awareness to what it is that you eat. And you don't even have to begin making changes. Just start putting yourself into that mindset of becoming aware. And notice what's happening. And start identifying what changes do you want to make. What would you like to see more of in your life? And how does food directly play a role into that? I found that when I started becoming more attuned to my diet, my strength and my physical yoga practice just significantly improved. I had more energy, I was more conscious of my poses, I was more conscious in the gym about how to lift a weight a certain way because I was developing the skill of awareness. And awareness is like a muscle, and when we bring awareness into one thing, we start bringing awareness to the surface of all areas of our life. And I believe that more awareness in what we do brings more fulfillment and more joy. And that is why EAT is at the very beginning of the Eat, Think, Move philosophy. And in this channel, I want to give you the tools and resources that makes eating healthy easy and preparing delicious meals simple. I want to share everything that I've learned in my journey of trying to discover what is the way that I can increase my life force so you can ultimately increase your life force and improve your relationships, your creative passions, and your personal well-being. In the next video, I'll talk specifically about Think, which is the second part of the Eat, Think, Move model, and how you can begin to identify thought patterns that show up in your life that are either increasing or diminishing the quality of your life. And identifying the thought patterns that might be holding you back, or noticing the ones that actually move you forward. And then the last one will be movement, and finding that type of movement that is best suited for your body and your lifestyle. Because the Ultimately, the best kind of exercise, the best kind of movement is one that makes you feel good and you look forward to doing it. Sure, there's a number of benefits to lift weights and there's a number of benefits to do yoga, but if you don't enjoy doing it, you're working against yourself. You want to line up your mind and your body when you go do something. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please comment if you have any insights or questions. Please like the video and continue to follow me along on my journey of sharing everything that I've learned so you can improve the quality of your life.